Hello, my name is Otis Lane, and I'll be talking about how to address student affairs professionals about mitigating liability and risk on the job during crisis situations. So, the laws that apply to crisis management on campus that mitigate liability for student affairs professionals, there's one main one, and it is called FERPA, or the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which protects the privacy of student educational records and limits the information that can be disclosed about the students, especially during a crisis situation. Other relevant laws may include state-specific statutes regarding mandatory reporting of a certain incident and the need to prioritize student safety in emergency situations. FERPA restricts who can access student information and under what circumstances this information can be accessed. And you must be very cautious about who you share details with about a student during the process without the proper authorization. The manner in which you should ethically respond to a crisis situation that contributes to potentially satisfactory resolution for all stakeholders. Well, when facing a crisis, student affairs professionals should respond ethically by prioritizing open communication, taking immediate action to address the situation, providing necessary support and resources, actively listening to all stakeholders with empathy. And you have to do all this while adhering to institutional policies and professional codes of ethics. And some ethical considerations to consider in the crisis response moment would be the immediate action and the assessment, open and transparent communication, which I've stated previously. Prioritizing student well-being, which means focusing on providing the immediate support and resources to students impacted by the crisis, including counseling service, mental health services, and crisis hotlines. Collaboration and consultation also is a working factor, which will work at the end of the process of the crisis because it'll allow people to work closely with other relevant departments on campus, such as security, legal counsel, and academic advisors to coordinate a comprehensive response. The cross-functional teams that should be notified based upon the crisis. Well, these teams should consist of campus security, housing, the dean's office, and the crisis management team slash emergency preparedness. Campus security needs to be aware because they can help keep campus safe. They can help keep other students away from the crisis and mitigate the risk of other students being affected by the crisis. Housing needs to be contacted because if that crisis happened in the dorms or somewhere that the campus sponsors as a place for residents and students to live, then it needs to be secure. And obviously, the dean's office needs to be notified because it is the highest level of authority on campus and can make the ultimate decisions on what information can be shared, what information cannot be shared, and if students need to go through a mediation process, being allowed on campus or not. Standard operating protocols for the student affairs department. Standard operating protocols for student affairs professionals are a set of documented guidelines outlining consistent procedures for handling common situations on campus, including student crisis response, disciplinary actions, reporting incidents, advising, event planning, maintaining student records, and ensuring efficient and effective service delivery while also adhering to the institutional policies and ethical standards of the university. Specific follow-up that should be performed. So there's specific follow-up that needs to be performed for all of these protocols and procedures that we have. We have to make sure that we are following the book by code. We cannot allow students to allow us as student affairs professionals to go outside of our realm of safety, security, and legality. We want students to feel heard. We want students to feel like as if we care about the situation at hand, no matter how small or how big. If it's a crisis situation to them, it's a crisis situation to us. But we also have to remain professional at all times and not overstep boundaries in relationships. And we also have to make sure that we are following FERPA and the other state statutes that require us to report, but report with a certain guidelines. I will maintain professionalism, transparency, and confidentiality while considering local and national trends by, once again, using consistent messaging, giving timely updates, having the protocols that we have be clear and concise, active listening, and always respecting the student's privacy and confidentiality. We do this by constantly being aware of our situations that we are in and ensuring that the situations that we are in never spill over into a conversation with another student or with another faculty member that is not privy to the information. We always have to remain confidential, respectful, professional, and private.